21 major signs that you're going through a spiritual awakening, and how to embrace it. You've probably heard talk of spiritual awakenings and how they can lead to more enlightened, dare we say, woke people. But what does a spiritual awakening really mean, and what does it actually entail? Don't worry, I got the scoop on how to begin your spiritual journey after your awakening. What is a spiritual awakening? The notion of the spiritual awakening has been around for centuries, and can be observed in a variety of cultures and religions around the world. Call it nirvana, call it enlightenment, call it bliss. A spiritual awakening begins the moment a person can step back and awaken to their life with a new sense of being in this world. Spiritual awakenings can be mildly unnerving at first, as they often cause us to grapple with questions like, who am I? And why am I here? But there can also be a certain element of wonder and excitement when we find ourselves suddenly feeling very much alive. The idea of the spiritual awakening was popularized in the Western world by famed psychiatrist Carl Jung, who described the process as coming back to the original self, but the experience of rising to a higher state of consciousness has always been an intrinsic part of what it means to be human. Here are 21 major signs that you're going through a spiritual awakening or are about to embark on one. Number 1. You feel disconnected or detached. At first, the spiritual awakening process can feel overwhelming and confusing. It can feel like everything you thought to be true about your life was a lie, and as such, you may feel disconnected and detached from the things and people you used to enjoy. Number 2. You've reevaluated your beliefs. A spiritual awakening will likely cause you to revise your spiritual beliefs or adopt significant new ones. Whether that means connecting deeply with a new religion or belief or quitting your job to pursue your real passion, your priorities are likely different now. Number 3. Your dreams are more vivid. Not only is your waking life more vivid as a result of a spiritual awakening, but your dream life may become more vivid too. The meanings of your dreams and how they connect to your journey may become more apparent as well. Number 4. You experience more synchronicities. If you're frequently experiencing mind-blowing synchronicities, like thinking about someone and randomly running into them the next day, or seeing angel numbers all the time, that's a sign you're on your spiritual path. Similarly, feelings of déjà vu aren't uncommon either. Number 5. Your relationships begin to shift. There can be no doubt, spiritual awakenings are transformative, and the people in your life won't always be able to appreciate that. You may feel like your loved ones don't understand you anymore because you are changing. Just ask your loved ones to respect what you're going through, reminding them that they don't have to resonate with your awakening. Number 6. You feel spirituality is becoming an important part of your life. It will be hard to ignore the call from your spiritual side as you go through this process. The desire to find meaning and fulfillment within your spirituality will likely become one of your biggest priorities. Number 7. You're more intuitive. You will start having newly heightened intuition or new intuitive abilities showing up. They were always there, buried beneath the layers of your ego, and now that you've awakened, you feel much more in tune with yourself. Number 8. You can sense inauthenticity and manipulation. In addition to that heightened intuition, you'll be able to sense any inauthentic or manipulative behavior when someone is deceiving you, as well. Things that are out of integrity are hard to be around. Number 9. You realize everyone is on their own path. As you figure out your own spiritual path, you also become more accepting of the idea that everyone else is on their own unique path, too. Things like winning arguments or convincing people of your views don't matter as much anymore. Number 10. You want to be of service. As you begin realizing that every living thing is inherently worthy and equal, you will feel called to be of service, whether to people, to animals, or to the environment. It's important to you that you have a cause you can get behind to make your life feel purposeful. It may not be about changing your current roles or jobs, but just approaching what you're already doing with a deeper sense of service. Number 11. Your teachers find you. During an awakening, your spiritual teachers may appear everywhere with perfect timing to help you. These don't have to be literal teachers. They might be a kind stranger in the store, a new friend you met by chance, or a literal spiritual or religious figure. Number 12. You feel alone. Spiritual awakenings are no easy undertaking, and while there's hope for enlightenment on the other side, it can feel very lonely. It's isolating to have your whole life flipped upside down, especially if the other people in your life aren't quite on the same wave. Number 13. You feel more connected to the natural world. While you may feel less connected to your friends and family at first, you will feel more connected to nature. From plants to animals to the world as a whole, you will sense your interconnectedness to it all, and it may be quite moving. Number 14. Your senses are heightened. Your senses will often become heightened during spiritual awakenings as you become more tuned into the present moment. This includes sensitivity to physical, emotional, and/or energetic stimuli. Number 15. You may have more bodily sensations. Along with heightened awareness and senses, you may have other bodily sensations too. Sleep disturbances are not uncommon. Number 16. You may have physical symptoms. A number of physical symptoms can accompany spiritual awakenings too, like fatigue and brain fog. Number 17. There's a sudden change in your habits and routine. As your spiritual life begins to transform, so will your day-to-day life, including habits and routines. Perhaps now you make it a priority to spend time in nature or meditate, or you've ditched old habits that were no longer serving you. Number 18. Your outlook on the world feels different. Again, spiritual awakenings aren't easy, and the alienation and ego-shattering realizations that occur can make anyone feel like they are living in a new reality. Number 19. Increased empathy. As you begin feeling more connected to the world around you, you also have increased empathy regarding the suffering of others. The prevalence of suffering may feel impossible to ignore, hence why you now feel more called to be of service. Number 20. You display more compassion. On top of feeling more empathetic, those going through spiritual awakenings likely feel more compassionate toward others, while still wanting to hold them accountable. Number 21. You have a newfound curiosity. And lastly, now that you've awakened to your life, you probably have a childlike wonder and curiosity for the world around you, even when things get tough. Being able to stay curious about your life and the people in it, even when you're feeling emotional, this is a sign of a spiritual awakening. How to make space for a spiritual awakening? While it may not be easy, many would attest that spiritual awakenings are well worth the effort. So, if you want to make space in your life to start your spiritual journey, I recommend developing daily, weekly, or monthly spiritual practices, like meditation, mindfulness, and gratitude, for example. In addition to that, find people you resonate with spiritually that you can talk to. You can look for books or podcasts about spirituality that resonate with you, as well. Practice self-love and compassion, be gentle with yourself and trust the unfolding. All spiritual awakenings occur to guide us back into balance with our true self. Also pay attention to your inner guide and intuitive nudges, as they're helping you harmonize and remove what no longer is authentic in your life. I hope this video was helpful for you as you are going through your spiritual awakening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share this video. Thanks for tuning into Millionaire Mindset. Until the next video, peace, peace and peace.